Hey guys, Brian and PS4 Trophies, and I'm going to show you how you can get the dirty coin in the Resident Evil beginning our demo. If you noticed, there was an update to the demo which added more areas, more puzzles, and more secrets for you. So I'm going to show you how you can access this secret room where you can also then pick up the dirty coin. The dirty coin is really cool because it will actually transfer into the main game. So once you pick that up, as long as you keep the save file, it'll transfer into Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. So let's go ahead and talk about how to get this bad boy. And we're going to do an entire playthrough here. I guess kind of a speed run. And as you can see here, we're at the very beginning. So the first thing we need to do is do the fuse. Get the fuse and then put it in the fuse box. So you get the fuse by pulling the secret lever in the fireplace. So you're going to have to crouch, R3, to crouch and access this. Reveal a secret panel in which you can go back into, get the fuse, and then put it in the box. Now, to get this dirty coin and discover the secret room, you have to discover all the murder locations, complete the notebook puzzle, and hear all 6 giggles, very much like PT. In fact, PT is exceptionally apparent in here, the influence it had. All right, so now that we've done that, we're going to go out, we're going to head not to the left, to the right, and we're going to go into the back set of rooms here, and we're going to grab the notebook. You can find that right there, just past the disturbing bathroom, which, by the way, we don't have to go into, which is good news for you if you're a scaredy cat like myself. So now that we got that, we're going to actually go all the way up and actually up the attic. Before we do, go in here and grab the dummy finger. Now go up into the attic, and we're going to grab the basement key. So the power we activated with the fuse allows you to hit this button, lowers the staircases down, and you can then go up into the attic. Now once we're up here, we're actually going to grab the key to the basement, and we're going to get our first giggle here, and that is for looking at the writing near the exit ladder. So in this room, there's the ladder. To the right, you're going to see some writing on the wall. Press X. There you go. You got a notebook entry. And back here behind this TV is a hand. Grab that because we're going to need that with our dummy finger. Now here you can see our notebook entry here. So up in here again, examine that writing on the wall, grab the hand, and then come over here and grab the basement key. So now we have that key. We're going to go to the basement, which is a very scary place. And I'm actually going to get infected. You'll get infected when you get hit by the creature down in the basement. So infection has no bearing on whether or not you can achieve this dirty coin. Now, I was trying really hard not to get hit, just because when you are hit and you become infected, you walk a little slower. Or hobble, more likely. It's not much of a run you can do. But anyway, we're going to go ahead, open up the gate here. Go into the basement. We'll come down here again a little bit, actually 2 other times. Now once we're in here, we're going to go into this room. There's a valve that you would then use in the bathroom. I'm going to grab it, but I don't think it's actually required for this at all. Now quickly run back here and grab the attic window key. Now here's where you're going to meet the guy who's trying to kill you. So we're going to use this bag here. Push it into him, hopefully give us enough time to get outside the door. Fortunately for me, he hit me twice. Well, once, and I think he's about to hit me again. There you go. So, alright, so that wasn't clean, I'll admit it. Alright, so now we're going to go exit up here. And now once we get to the staircase up here, go back around, and we're going to head towards the staircase leading up to the attic, right in front of where the kitchen is. And there's my infection. Getting infected will prevent you from getting the true ending. But again, that has no bearing on accessing the secret room and getting the dirty coin. Now once we're here, right outside the kitchen, we need to assemble the hand and the finger. So combine those 2 items and then use the hand. And we're going to use this several times, and we're going to point this right here at this bookshelf or bookcase that's fallen over. You'll be able to hear it being interacted with. And now after we've got that, we're going to go back here and grab the bolt cutters. You find that in this room here. Don't bother trying to escape out this back door. But do pick up the bolt cutters, and now we're going to go and use the bolt cutters and get the VHS tape, which is going to be right inside of this locked cabinet. Alright, now we're going to go and grab this ancient thing for you kids out there. That's a VHS cassette. We're going to go and take that, and we're going to go to the attic. So we're going to go upstairs. And once we go up this ladder here, or the staircase here, we're going to actually go past the room, which is to our right, to the end of the hall. And our infection, of course, is getting worse, which will make our walking a little worse. Now we're wobbling. But go to the end of the hall, travel down here, and you're going to get a giggle. So if we whip open our notebook now, you'll see we do have another entry. Alright, so we're going to go head back down to the basement. And we're going to have another object that we can point at with our mannequin finger hand thing. So we're going to head down, and once we get into the basement, we're also going to grab a pick. We're going to use that pick a little bit later to open up a drawer in the kitchen to get an axe. But first things first, we're going to go make our way all the way to the basement. This will be the second time we're down here. We will return here later for what is actually, what I believe, a glitched, buggy portion of this demo, unfortunately. But we're going to go down here. At the bottom of these stairs, there's going to be a pick. So don't go right. Look to the left. There's a pick. Get the lock pick there. Now we're going to go inside here again. We don't have to worry about anything attacking us. But we do need to take out our hand and point it at this body here. You hear some gunshots. Now, once you're done with that, go ahead and close that. And now we're going to go and get the axe. And the axe, again, is in the kitchen, which is going to be all the way back on the other side. A lot of kind of running back and forth. This is exceptionally influenced by PT, if you haven't noticed by now. Same thing with the Giggles and whatnot. But and why not? PT was a great game. Well, it's not even a game because it got canceled, that project, so kudos to Capcom for going ahead and doing this on their own. But in this drawer here, we need to use the lockpick. Interact with it, select the lockpick. It'll open it up. Inside of there is an axe, so now we're going to get another giggle, and we're going to do that by taking this axe to the bottom of the stairs over here. You're going to see some paintings on the wall. Face them, swing your axe with R2. Another giggle. Alright, so now we're going to go into the bathroom down here. Now we need to use our mannequin pointy hand thing, dummy hand, and we're going to have to point it down here. Now, I noticed that it didn't work for me one time, so I had to point it kind of lower in order to interact with this. If it still doesn't do it, crouch first and then go ahead and interact with this. Now, once we've done that, we're actually going to get another giggle, and that is when we leave this room, walk to the mirror, immediately do a 180. And you'll hear another giggle. Now, you do the 180 by pointing down on your left stick and hitting circle at the same time. So run out of that room to the mirror, do a 180 down in circle to get the giggle. All right, so now we're going to go to the attic, and we're going to actually go into the exit room, the attic, where the ladder is, where you would then escape later in the game. By the secret room, by the way. Now we're going to take our dummy hand and point it up over here in this corner, up. You see that black piping and the wires above it. Just point in that direction to activate this. That is one of the murder scenes. Now I'm going to have to go and interact with the VCR, with the VHS tape that we got. Now I'm actually going to go to the kitchen first and interact with the pot on the table. I do not believe that's actually required. For some reason, now I did this 4 times, and for some reason I always went in here and interacted with the pot. But nonetheless, there it is. It's disgusting. And by the way, check my channel. I have me playing this in VR with the face cam if you want to watch that. It was a blind play run, so go ahead and check that out if you want to see my impressions of this in VR. Now we're going to go back to the VCR. Now this is where things are going to get kind of tricky. And this is actually quite boring. And you may end up doing this a couple times. So here's what happens. You're doing a little flashback scene here. And what you need to do is just get to the end of the sequence and then immediately run down to the basement and look at a dowel on the floor, back where we got the attic key originally.
Give me a break, Pete. Hey, I only work with professionals.
So what happens again, you're just going to go through the sequence. Now, it doesn't matter if you interact with anything during this section here. I did this successfully, got the coin by interacting with objects here and by not touching anything, which is what you're going to see here in this run. I know there's a lot of confusion, and I do want to give a shout out to the people on Reddit who were trying to solve this mystery.
Just try to say the show's name this time, okay?
So kudos to you guys. I do appreciate it.
Tonight on Sewer Gators.
There's still a lot of unknowns about the next part, though, and that is where you got to interact with the black dowel in the basement that's on the floor. Now, again, I have done this 4 times, and I do think it's bugged. I really, truly believe that because there was no consistent way in which I activated that dowel. It initiates a giggle when done properly. Now, I've done this, again, by interacting with things here in the little flashback sequence. I've done it by not interacting with anything at all, so this has no bearing on it. You do have to get through this. Now, again, we're going to, after this is over, run down to the basement, look at a dowel on the floor. Now, the giggle, for some reason, sometimes will activate right away. Sometimes it will take maybe even 30 seconds before you'll hear the giggle. In a lot of cases, it's not going to do anything at all. So if that happens to you, what you need to do is go back upstairs, put in the VCR tape again, and redo this section here, and it is awful. By the 3rd or 4th time that you run through this, you just want to kill these guys yourself. But then once you've done it, go run back down to the basement, try to initiate the giggle from the dowel on the floor. It, again, may take, it may happen immediately, it may take 30 seconds, maybe even a minute. If after a couple minutes you can't get the dowel to giggle, do it again. Go back upstairs to the VCR and redo this entire thing. Now, again, I've done it 4 times. Once it did it on my first attempt. It did it on my 3rd attempt twice. And then on, I think this run, as a matter of fact, it did it on my 6th attempt. And I did everything the same. I reproduced, redid everything I did. Kind of just trying to solve why it works, why it doesn't work, which is why I can say with some measure of certainty that I do believe this is bugged. And I do hope Capcom does fix it.
I mean, producers, they come and go, but
so I've been spending so much time talking about this dowel, and we haven't even gotten to that part in the video yet. It'll actually be another minute and a half or so before we even get to that point. So if you want to watch the section and then maybe kind of come back here and listen to all those instructions I just gave you. But I wanted to make sure it's a lot of confusion with this part. And, you know, I wish there was an easy way to trigger what will be the 5th giggle.
where the fuck is he?
So we're back here in the starting room. Our friend here who, trust me, I just want to stick his head through the piano right there to the right, but he's going to make his way over to the fireplace and pull that lever. Now, these are very specific steps. There are some things you can do out of order, but for the most part, most of this is very specific steps. Alright, so now we got the secret passage open again. This time we can actually drop down in this hole. The first time we were here, there was no ladder. And we are going to find our buddy here, and you're going to get a little kind of creeped out here if that's your first time playing. So this is going to end the tape section here. Now immediately we're going to go run to the basement. As I've mentioned for the last few minutes, this part is a little tricky. Now, when you get down to the basement, as soon as we enter, we're going to sprint the entire way, or again, hobble the entire way in my case. And as soon as I enter in that basement area where the dowel is, I'm going to look down to the floor. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to run right up to it. I'm going to crouch. It's not going to do anything. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to do a 180 turn. I'm going to do the hokey pokey even. And hoping it eventually triggers. Again, if it doesn't, restart it, go back to the tape. And there's the dowel right out there on the floor. Nothing's happening. I'm kind of jumping around. Doing some 180 turns. So there you go. As you can see, it is a little temperamental. I've done it again 4 times. Sometimes it works easier than others. It is a little bugged. Again, if it didn't trigger, you spend a good 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes there, go back to the VCR, redo that flashback sequence, try to interact with the dowel again, and keep doing that. Again, it might take several attempts. All right, so the next step is we're going to go find another murder scene. And that is in the kitchen, actually in the pot that I interacted with earlier, which I don't think I needed to, but I did, so there's that. Equip the hand, point it in the pot. All right, from this point, we are free to enter the secret door in the attic, and that is where we're going to find the dirty coin. Again, the dirty coin is used in the main game when it comes out January 24th, 2017. What you get with the dirty coin, I don't know. I'm not sure if Capcom said what it is yet. But here you go, and you get a nice little note saying you're the best ever. Cool little Easter egg there, I guess. And there's the coin in the top of the board. Make sure you grab that. At this point, you're just going to go to the ladder in the attic right in the other room. If you didn't get hit and you're not infected, you'll get the true ending. But I got infected. Doesn't matter either way. The game is over. Actually, I find this a little bit more entertaining, to be honest with you, than the true ending. The infected ending is pretty cool. All right, and you'll see the menu here. You're gonna get the notification telling you that the coin will be usable in the main game as long as you keep your save file. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button, and of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I will certainly make trophy guides for this game when it does come out, and we will see you soon.